I'm still health-wise, you know, I run 3 or 4 days a week. Hopefully that will, hopefully that's carry over to some of our players. I was trying, you know, to maybe do some crazy things that they would look at and say, well, we can do it, we can do it.
John, what are your goals for this program? I know you just mentioned.
Great. Great. You know, and it's really no different than we were at U of L, Michigan State, Arkansas. Okay, number one goal here, which really is not written up there, is for everybody that walks through the door to walk out with a degree in their hand. That's the reason you're coming here. You got to get an education. Football is a means for you to get that education, provide you that. But other than that, athletically, number one is that our seniors, they come in the door, okay, we cannot allow them to leave and walk out the door and non-win. They have to walk out as they win. So that means the first thing that I said to our football teams, whenever I'm gone, is that it's everybody's responsibility in that room to make sure that these guys up front, the seniors, walk out as winners. And they're going to have a degree in their hand, they're going to walk out as a winner. And someday you're going to be sitting in that chair. And you're going to expect all of those underclassmen to play for you. Okay, so that is to build a winning program where we're not up and down, some seniors, leaders, losers. So that's number one. The second thing is a conference title. As long as we're in a conference, we're going to play for the championship. So that's always been our goal. And the third thing is, now that they do that, and particularly in Division II, you do that, you play for a national title. Okay? So we're going to have a national title as a goal. That's our third goal. Now, last year, Pueblo won the Division II national championship. Okay, I kind of pat our football team on the back. The only team to beat Pueblo a year ago was us. Okay, so we're going to aspire to beat that team and win a national title.
Talk about program builder. You started in '98. Would you have imagined then where Louisville is now? I mean,
you know what? Again, it's hard to imagine it because of where we were at the time. Because we were fighting every day for recognition, for a league, for someone that's a part of the BCS. Because when I first came, we weren't a part of the BCS. You know, that's back when they had the BCS. So it was our goal, and I've said this all along, is that Tom Jurich made that happen. Tom Jurich had great vision in seeing that we have to position ourselves, okay, at the top of where we are, because there's going to be a change coming. There's going to be a change someday. All these conferences are going to realign. Now they've all realigned. And again, he deserves a pat on the back because he saw it coming. They positioned themselves. We positioned ourselves, of course, when we were at U of L, to move to the next level, to move to another league. And now they're in, you know, one of the best leagues in the country. So you can't go any better than that.
Jim, what is your philosophy for raising this profile for this program? I mean, is it kind of the same thing that you did like at Louisville and maybe at Pueblo?
Exactly. You know, it's the same deal, okay? To me, it's all about the product that you put out there, okay? So it starts there. We have to put out a good product on the field. People are going to want to come and see, and that the downtown people here are going to want to support. And if we do that, okay, then they'll support it, and they'll come, and they'll show up. It's kind of like the old, you know, build it and they'll come. Well, we have to build it. It's like when we first came in, okay, I said about the UK game, okay, it's our responsibility to make this a rival, not theirs. And at that time it wasn't. Of course, now it is, which is really good. So that's the process we have to go through here.
At this level, John, how much of your job is just feeding the Hustings and getting resources?
I think we're definitely more so than Division I, without a doubt. But having been at the 1AA and then at Division II now, yeah, part of my job is going to be going out to the community, you know, and hey, I'm not afraid to ask. Okay, can you support us? Can you give us something, you know, that'll help this program? So I'm going to end up having to do that. That's just part of Division II. But again, we're providing those kids an opportunity to go to school.
John, what's your latest challenge? You've climbed Mount Kilimanjaro. You've ran with the Bulls. Is there anything? First of all, what was crazier, and is there another challenge you see in the future?
Well, there's always challenges out there. I still have one goal to go out and ski the glaciers of the Grand Teton. I grew up next to the Grand Teton, so I want to go out and ski that glacier in the summertime when it's nice and bright. But other than that, you know, this is a challenge. I get a lot of challenges every day, but this is going to be a challenge, one that you look forward to, when you get excited about. And, it's a little bit of a mountain here, but we're going to climb it.
What did you enjoy better? Did you enjoy climbing Mount Kilimanjaro or running?
You know, I think maybe climbing the mountain, just because I got two of my sons to go to that. One of my sons went with me when we ran with the bulls. Running with the bulls is insanity, total insanity. But climbing the mountain was much more intentional, fortitude, those type things. Jumping out of the airplane was the worst ever. So don't.
Also, when did you know back in '98? When was it that you knew that Bobby Petrino was an offensive genius?
Well, I thought at a young age when Bobby first joined me, he was there 1 year with me. And then I lost my offensive coordinator, who's gone on to Washington, a lot of different places. He went to Arizona State, I think, at that time. And Bobby had done enough, shown me enough within that 1 year period of time that I remember calling him and said, let's get together tonight and sit down. This was right after I lost my coordinator. And he looked at me and I said, well, you're going to coordinate. Okay. So he showed me at an early age, and I knew his father well, that you know, he's capable of getting it done without a doubt. So I had no qualms in making him a coordinator.
John, did you hang on to your Michigan State stuff? Because green.
I do.
Green's
What do you
your
think?
color again.
What do you think? Now I got my green boots out. It's good to do. It's good to see. I find another use for them. It's kind of recyclable. I'm just a recyclable guy.
Coach Smith,
Yes, sir.
Going back to the resources, and the reason that the question was asked because none of the previous coaches were given the resources that they really needed to compete and win. And actually, in my opinion, they did a marvelous job given what they were given. In fact, this year's coaching staff was allotted 14 of a possible 36 scholarships.
Right.
And it's very hard to do anything with that. And I think Lane College was the only other institutional program in the conference that had lower scholarship numbers.
Yeah.
So
Well, see, and those are things that I'm not aware of at this point, exactly where we sit in relationship to the rest of the league. Okay? And then it's President Burr's job, and it's my job to get out and raise money to pay for those guys and to get that scholarship level up. Because again, eventually, we want to be at 36. We want to be where everybody else in that Division II is. Okay? So it's a matter of us going out and not sitting here and whining about the fact that I don't have any money. Let's go get some money. Let's go get some funds raised. So I'm going to be out asking people and trying to get that done. But it's a crucial factor, and I think without a doubt, President Burr understands that factor, and together we just have to get it done, climb the mountain together.
Have you talked to the Alumni Association president or the foundation?
I have not
president
yet.
He's not met with anybody at this point. Coach, we want to thank everybody for coming out.
Thank you, John Elmore.
First story from Herald. Yeah, Mark.
See you again. Welcome back.
Thanks.
Coach.
Thanks, guys.
Congratulations.
Tell everybody back to the stations, hey.
Okay.
Okay?
Hi, Coach. I'm Linda